They're trying to figure out how we're still happy. They're trying to figure out how we can afford the things they can afford, how we can afford the restaurants they go to, how we can afford to shop like they shop, how we can afford to vacation in the places they vacation in. Because they have dedicated their lives to making ours harder. So when they see us and we're never lonely, they're like, how are you here? We cannot beat this team. Because you can't. You can't. You've dedicated your life to trying to make mine harder. Meanwhile, I'm just living mine, and you're trying to figure out why I'm still happy and I still look younger than you.
Do you realize that Black people in America are the most financially successful across the spectrum of Black people in any other country in the world?
Did not know that statistic.
That Black Americans would be in the 95th percentile for income in any other country in the world on average. That Black Americans have more successful businesses in America. You know, this concept of racism is a really funny thing. The question is, do they want to work through them? When Asian people had challenges in America, they worked through them. When the Irish had challenges in America, they worked through them. The Italians, you know, there's a segment of the Black population, whether we like it or not, that has made a ton of money off of creating this victim mentality.
Yeah.
Instead of looking at all the positives for the Black community. And I think the Black community has tremendous opportunity, and they're doing a great job and can do better if we give them the chance.
If we gave them a chance. Look, even under systemic racism, they were able to persevere and become successful. Even under institutionalized racism, they were able to persevere and become successful. If we gave them a chance and removed the system, could you only imagine how great these Black Americans will be? Even greater, because he knows this government specifically target Black Americans since the beginning, since the inception of this country. It goes back to 1619. That's when everything became structural and institutionalized, far as when it comes to racism existing in this system. That's when it was well documented. 1619. No other group of people in this country this government targeted like Black Americans, but Black Americans still persevere. Only if we gave them a chance and lift all those systems and made the game plan, the playing field fair and equal. And you know what's so heartbreaking? These white people know this, right? But you have all these non-European immigrants, especially the Black immigrants, come over here and put their nose up like they better than Black Americans when they're coming into a country where all the smoke cleared. Basically, you wasn't over here in the 1600s. You wasn't over here in the 1900s. You wasn't over here in the 1800s. You wasn't over here in the 1900s where they was burning successful Black communities, right? All that stuff the Somalians are doing in Minnesota, that would have been burnt down in the 1800s. You talking about, due process, justice by the court. No, it would have been justice by fire, right? And they have the audacity to come over here and put their nose to the sky like they better. When the hard part, when coming up out of the trenches have already been in the past. But he stated, the white man stated, only if they was given a chance.
I want you to understand that Black women still rising and doing well currently in this economy is shocking to them. They don't understand how your hope has not been lost. First, they dangled the idea of a woman possibly who looks like you being in office, took that away. You rose again. They disproportionately fired Black women for their jobs, pushed them out even though they're their highest educated group. They wanted you to feel insecure, unstable. You rose anyway. Then they began talking about cutting of government assistance. And while not everyone benefits from that, others who do still doing their thing and making it happen.
Hello brothers and sisters, welcome back to the channel. I'm hoping that you are doing great from wherever you're watching this video from. And as you know, I'm your host and presenter HTech Stories, and I'm hoping that you are doing great. It's a beautiful day that God has granted unto us for us to discuss issues that are really, really important. It's so encouraging that the rise of Black Americans, especially economically, is putting stress to white people because they cannot fathom the fact that Black people are rising, Black people are getting better. The living status of Black people is getting better. Now, I want to say something. And because statistics don't lie, statistics show the truth, but there is an inner truth inside the statistics. So we have a bigger wide gap between white people and black people, white Americans and black Americans, right? I'm a bit specific with that. So this is because of the enormous slavery that was pushed towards black people. And for a long time, white Americans, they've had a head start. So many years of head start, right? Thousands of years of head start that they've had before black Americans. But as time goes by, they're still questioning themselves. Why is it that we are seeing black people doing better than they thought? It is because in as much as there is a big gap between white America and black America, you need to understand that majority of what white Americans had is inheritance, and the inheritance is from the labor that black people were enslaved. It is the labor that black people were enslaved. So this is what happened. If you were used to getting something easy, and we have a group of people that had to work hard to have whatever you have, and then they know how to secure the little that they have, as compared to a person that believes that it will always come to me. So black people have lived knowing how to use the little resources they have, knowing how to be innovative, knowing how to survive during harsh times. And in the 21st century, white people are really shocked, understanding that black Americans are now doing better. Majority of black Americans are now doing better comparatively to white people. On a general standard, Americans are going through economic depression. America is declining because of its economic resources. The United States has a problem in using the funds that belongs to the Americans. So this is what is happening. Black Americans, before all this crisis started, understand that historically, black Americans were already in a crisis. And so even when the time was good for white Americans, black people still had to find ways of using the small resources that they had. And this included how to manage their resources, how to use the little, how they valued community. These are the fabrics that made black Americans rise in the midst of all these challenges, in the midst of all these problems that are going on today. And so white people are shocked, white people are surprised, and they're asking themselves, how come black Americans are doing good more than we expected right now? Because we expected black Americans to be complaining about the cost of living. We expected black Americans to be, going out in social media talking about this. Of course, we have black people that are going through it, because generally Americans are going through it. But on a comparative level, it is so much unexpected from white people that black Americans might be doing good as compared to them. So brothers and sisters, I want us to watch this video. As you know, I'm your host and presenter Tech Stories, and for those who are watching you for the first time, I'm asking you to please subscribe to the channel, join the membership, and really get to see what I can offer you. For those who are always coming back, supporting my channel, subscribing, then I'm really, really grateful for all the support that you all gave me. And, stay tuned. I'll be back with my thoughts and commentaries in regards to this. So stay tuned, I'll be back.
There are more black women opening businesses than ever before because they have been pushed to be entrepreneurs now. They now have to be their own boss because you showed them as a boss you would mistreat them. Overall, everything this administration has done to specifically target black women has not worked, and it will not work. And black women will continue to prosper. That's just how it's going to be forever and ever.
Yeah, their playbook was black people fighting in the streets all summer. They wanted a summer of violence. They wanted all those video clips of black people being violent. And the entire black community collectively in one voice heard their ancestors say, rest, stay home, don't go out in the streets. They collectively heard it, and they've all listened, and it was right. They have been dealing with a apartheid fascist state for generations, even worse than an apartheid state. Like in the slavery era, that was like, they have been in an abusive, narcissistic relationship with the government for generations, since the first person unwillingly stepped foot on this land. They have studied their abusers, because that's what you have to do. When you are a victim to an abuser, you have to study their every movement as a form of self-protection. And they have done that. They didn't have to learn it as they go when he took power in November. They already knew. What do you do when your abuser all of a sudden you hear him walking on the hallway and his footsteps are a little bit off? His breathing's a little bit off. You hide. You go and you hide in your closet. You go out the window and run. You get somewhere safe. They have gone somewhere safe. They are not, resting is not passive. That is not passive protest. That is active protest. And it is working more than anything else that has been being done. It is more effective than I can think of anything else that is being done right now. Resting to me means staying home, saving your money, not spending your money at corporate stores, not buying local, shopping at local stores, going to local restaurants, supporting local businesses, building community, saving your dollars. We brought down Target, and that was 100% led by Black people, by the Black community, 100%. We made Disney come to their knees with just money in a weekend. Like, that is where it hits them where they hurt. We do not need people in the streets being violent. If you feel the call to be out there marching, go march. Do what you feel called to do, but that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about they wanted summer of 2020 visuals, and they didn't get it. Summer's over. They never got those visuals. I guarantee they have some strategy book and they're like, summer of violence, martial law, we can bring troops in everywhere. Every time they bring troops in somewhere that is shown to be peaceful, people wake up. Every time somebody wakes up. It's a snowball. So people that are resting are literally doing the most right now. So thank you for everyone that engaged with that post and are commenting on it. Those comments are literally like, I'm glad I've introduced some people to the term gray rocking. I'm glad I've put words to what people have been feeling, and that people in the Black community are validating that, like, finally a white lady gets it. Because that literally makes me emotional. Nothing makes me more emotional than getting validation from, especially a Black woman. If you come in my comments and say, you get it, I get emotional every time. So thank you for that. Because you all know. Nobody knows the most besides, like, the smartest, most aware people in the world are Black women. And you will never change my mind on that. Because they have to be. They have to be. And they are. So thank you for validating my last post, because that's how I've been feeling about it ever since I first saw people saying we're sitting this one out. That has meant a lot. Like, that moved me a lot.
All the races, who has the most beautiful skin?
Black people?
Why you say black?
Because look at me.
So why do black people bleach your skin? Yeah, your skin is beautiful, but
thank you.
Yeah,
I don't know. Probably insecurities.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah.
Is that why they also wear like the white women's hair, because they're insecure?
No.
Are you sure?
I don't think. Oh wait, white women's hair?
Yeah, like the 613 bust down Brazilian wigs. That's white women's hair.
I don't think so.
Are you sure about that?
I'm sure. I think it's just hair.
I'm gonna let you go.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't want black women to act like white women. I don't want black women to act like any other women. Therefore, I don't need any other women telling black women how to behave. Black women are clearly the standard, because why is everybody trying to target them and point the finger and saying, hey, we're better than them? You don't compare yourself to people who are at the bottom of the barrel. You compare yourself to the cream of the crop. That's what the world knows that black women are, the cream of the crop. And it just blows their mind, because how? We tried to destroy black women. We tried to take everything from them. We tried to take their men from them. We took their kids from them. How are they still standing? How are they still strong? Why are they still so creative? Why do we want to be like them so bad? All the mannerisms, they take it from black women. Period. Come from black women. The way they like to dance come from black women. The music that they love is catered to black women. I never see black women comparing themselves to other races. I've seen us get up here and compete against each other, but I don't never see us get up here and say, oh, you need to be more like this race, or you should be more like this race. It's always them trying to compare themselves to us, telling us how to be. Everybody trying to tell black women how to be. And before y'all go saying I'm pandering to black women, whatever. Because I feel like as black men, it's our job to correct each other. It's our job to sharpen each other. Man sharp as man is iron sharp as iron. Like black women are the ones who need to check black women. Anytime it's a black woman getting up here beside herself, a black woman need to stand up and check her. Anytime a black man up here bashing black women, a black man need to stand up and check her. Because we don't hear it coming from the opposite sex. Y'all, please start asking yourselves why are these people watching us so close and we're not paying attention to nothing that they doing. Just like Cat Williams said, everybody knows that we the truth except us. They just spread all this fake propaganda amongst the world, making the world feel like black people are untrustworthy and black people aren't loyal. But the whole time, y'all still watching us. Why? Because we the truth.
I think the hardest pill to swallow as a black girl is that no one is coming to save you. Whenever you're put in an uncomfortable position or someone has disrespected you or you're stuck between a rock and a hard place, absolutely no one is going to defend you. Maybe if you're lucky, another black girl, but besides that, they will all sit and watch you suffer. All the performative allyship, all the sisterhood, not even, other black men, none of those fake alliances matter when you are on the chopping block. And I think this is an especially hard pill to swallow because we are always everyone's superwoman. That's why people say, oh, if you're in trouble, find a black woman. Because we are always so ready and so eager and so willing to help. You don't even have to ask us. We will come to your aid every single time. But I think we have to stop. We have to stop because we will run ourselves into the ground and get into really bad situations trying to help other people out who would never, ever do the same for you if the roles were reversed. Protect your peace and keep taking up space, but from another black girl to another one, I'm sorry.
Y'all need to stop letting these biracial and non-black people piss you off. Because ain't no way in hell 2 girls dressed like Tom Sawyer finna tell me what it is to be a black woman. No way. It's always that specific archetype of the white mom, black dad. And it got me thinking. It got me thinking about the erasure of black people and how they're trying to whitewash our genes. And it also makes me think about that Nat Geo picture of what they predicted humans to look like years from now. If you pay attention to the picture, because it's not just that one picture of that one light-skinned girl, it's like multiple pictures of all types of people, except for really black people, because the people that you see on the list, it looks like they're mixed, but you can't really tell what they're mixed with. But you don't see a person that's like, okay, like I could tell that like you're black, like, you're black. You see Asian, you see white, you see every other race, but you don't see black on there. You can also see this in a conversation around like the athletes and how, once they go on stage to accept their awards, their families are being shown. These mugs are white. Like, these mixed kids don't look mixed no more. They look white. Like, this looks like a white person. And to tie that back into that, you have a lot of situations that are popping up where you have these mixed kids or these even racially ambiguous people that are trying to tell black women and black people how to feel about issues that only they would go through. I don't care what y'all say, a mixed girl with 3C hair or up cannot tell a fully black girl how to feel about her 4C hair and how to feel about herself and present herself. You just can't. There's 2 different worlds. Like, it's literally a tale of 2 cities whether you want to realize it or accept it or not. And I feel like there's a lot of people that are just trying to redefine black people and redefine our culture without having black people in the room. Stop that. And to try to sit up there and say that something ain't black girl magic is crazy, because if you really knew about black girl magic, the first rule of black girl magic is to mind your goddamn business. Mind it! I feel like the narrative is so tired of, oh, black women wear lashes, black women wear weed. Shut up.
When you're black, you're never really lonely, because there will always be a white person all up in your business.
So black immigrants that come over to the United States, basically anybody post-slavery, oppression, all that different stuff, come in here dirt poor. I mean, have less money than you could imagine. I'm talking about they get here with $0 and they got to figure out a job. And they all move into the ghetto with other black people. So at that point, the playing field has been leveled. They're both impoverished blacks. No one cares where they came from. How come the immigrant blacks have a staggeringly higher success rate than American blacks? When they're both have the same skin color, they're both living in the same circumstances, and apparently they're both targeted by the system the same. Everyone wants to tell me it's not mindset. Mindset can't change.
When my family moved to the United States of America, I still have a family members there. You know what they were being told? They were being told that they should be careful, you know, because the black Americans are dangerous. They should not be around them. They should not hang out with the black folks in the United States. Don't you know that the system that is put in place, yes, the system is against all the black folks in general. But once you as a black immigrant who came from Africa and go to the United States, because now the system knows that, you know, you are not American citizens, number one. Number two, you know, if you also did something, they can kick you out from the country as soon as possible, but they cannot do that to other black folks. So now what the system does is that they will favor you against other black folks, because some of these family members who immigrated to the United States, they will tell me that, you know, they will just look at them in the eyes, tell them that, you know, do not work with the black folks, you know, do not work with these black people in America. They are dangerous. They are this, they are that, you know. But why in reality, you know, all these things is not true. They are just doing these things, you know, like just to put pressure on the black folks, you know, just the minorities among them, you know, just to fight among them because of the system that is putting pressure on the black folks in the United States of America. And some of my family members will even tell me, for example, like that, if their friends, you know, go to places to look for a job, you know, they will give them a job because they have an African passport, but they will not give the same job to the black folks in the United States who are looking for the same job. The system is just corrupting them for them to be frustrated, you know, so that they can just cause a chaos or things like that and put them to jail, because the system is all about that. But you do not understand this thing as a black man. But whatever freedom you have today in the United States of America is because of the black Americans. You have to know that. Whatever freedom a Chinese man got today in the USA is because of the black Americans. Whatever freedom I don't know, the Mexican has today in the United States of America is because of the black peoples fighting for the civil rights. You know, this is what you have to understand. So the system will favor you as a black immigrant also a little bit than the black Americans. This is how the system is put in place in the United States. So I think it is time for you, people who thinks like this, to open your eyes, you know, and work with the black folks in the United States to know that you are all in the same situation. The system is just playing you. You think that your success is because of your hard works, and these other black people, they do not work hard. No, in fact, the black people in America are more successful than the immigrants, the black immigrants who are in the United States of America. This is just the truth. So your hard works comes from the hard works of the black folks in the United States who have sacrificed their lives, you know. Their children were being raped, you know, over and over to fight for these civil rights. And now you got that freedom. So you think that because of your mentality and your hard work, you get more success than them. No, the system is against them. That is just the facts.
When you're black, you're never really lonely, because there will always be a white person all up in your business. When you're black, you're never really lonely, because there will always be a white person all up in your business. When you're black, you're never really lonely, because there will always be a white person all up in your business.
A white woman just posted a video asking us black women only, how can she explain to her child why they can't sing the word in songs? She understands that it's bad to say in conversation, but somehow she can't explain why they can't sing the word. My video is that don't help her. Don't give the woman no answers. Don't point her in no direction. Because if she wanted to know, there are enough articles online. There are enough videos between Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. There are content creators that do this for a living. If she wanted to know, she'd go find out. She'd go look up the answer for herself. And that woman looked about my age, give it a couple years. You are old enough to know why you shouldn't be saying it or singing it in a song. And you're old enough to know how to find the answer. Do not help that woman. Don't give her no labor. And yes, I think it's rage bait. I don't care how much the slow song she put on the video, the long ass caption, all the hashtags, is rage bait to me. Period, point and blank. Don't help that woman. Let her go find the answer by herself.
When you're black, you're never really lonely because there will always be a white person all up in your business. When you're black, you're never really lonely because there will always be a white person all up in your business.
Yeah. Look at me, I saw. Like he's standing. Got obsessions and really.
Hello brothers and sisters, welcome back to the channel. I'm hoping that you are doing great from wherever you're watching this video from. Again, I'm your host and presenter Inequity Stories. Let's have a chat. Now, I'm not saying that black Americans are special due to the fact that they're doing much better economically as compared to like white people. I'm not saying that, but all I'm saying is that these are a group of people that historically has been succumbed to different challenges, and they have learned the art of using something sparingly. They have learned the art of ART. They have learned the art of knowing how to use resources by not wasting. You see, it's not the same as white people, because these are a group of people, they lived privileged. And so when the privileges went, or when the privileges crumbled, they started seeing a problem. You know, it takes us back to history. I normally like referring to the Bacchus Rebellion because it is the root of majority of the problems that America is facing right now. See, initially, we had poor white folks and poor black people. All these people worked harmoniously, lived together, and so they understood each other's problem. They worked so hard. They were side by side. There was nothing like you are white. There was nothing like you are black. So the rich, the elites, they were the bosses. They are the people that pays poor white folks and black folks, right? So the elites saw it, these people, they are so unified. They are so strong. They are so together. So this only means that it will reach a day, or it will reach a point when they'll start becoming rebellious, because we have been exploiting them for the longest time. So it will reach a point, or it will reach a time that they'll start becoming rebellious. So this is what happened. They decided to create whiteness, and they decided to give white people privilege. And so white people had their privilege. They were exempted to do some jobs. Black people did. They were given a lot of opportunities that they never gave black people. Fast forward to contemporary United States today. Or maybe when I say contemporary, I'm talking about 15 years ago to now. That's still contemporary. White folks were still enjoying some of these privileges, though limited, but they were still enjoying. So this is what happened. Remember, black people came through harsh times. They came from slavery. And so they know that the resources are not there, but they have to use it sparingly. Let's talk about what's happening contemporarily. We had white farmers, we had black farmers. You all know how the United States have been treating black farmers. Yes, there is the discrimination. The USDA doesn't fund black farmers because of the fear. Black farmers might just overtake white farmers. You ask yourself why. It is because of the fear. But even though that happened, black people still learned how to use the small resources. They had to come up with ways of maximizing their produce using small. But this is not same with white farmers. They get government support. They got all these, subsidiary funding that they got, and this just made them now become true farmers. But for black people, they learned that the power is in producing, because there is no government support. So it means that if they don't produce, there'll be no for them. And even in the work, I'm describing the contemporary United States, you've heard, or you as a black person, you've experienced, you have to work twice as hard for you to be in a position with a mediocre white person. Yes. And so as all these privileges crumbled, it already found black people prepared. Yes, black people already prepared for the worst. And we all saw that when it happened. They were indeed prepared for the worst, because they made a decision that white people were not ready, or are not ready to make. So all that we are seeing, or all that happened, it is as a result of them making wrong decisions. And black people mastered the art of using their resources sparingly, the art of knowing the importance of community, and how it really helped them during hard times, sharing. So brothers and sisters, please let me know what you think about this. I might not say everything, but thank to God, we are seeing this is happening. We are all having this revelation, and everything is just being exposed to everyone. I mean, we are all just getting to see the truth. So please let me know what you think about this. And as you know, I'm your host and presenter Tech Stories. But until then, let me see you in my next video. Until then, peace, love, and harmony. Salute.